All right. Welcome to the secondofthemonth.com podcast. Today, we are doing a deep dive into a really fun topic, strip club culture.
Strip club culture, yeah.
So we're going to be looking at a few really interesting trends today. One is the just incredible, meteoric rise of male reviews. Second, we've got Megan Thee Stallion potentially buying the Bombshells franchise, which would be
That'd be amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about John from Family Feud,
The internet's darling.
the internet's darling. So let's jump right in, and we'll start with these male reviews. So, I mean, Magic Mike Live, Chippendales, these are not just small shows. They're huge productions. They're selling out night after night. And I think what's really interesting is the fact that you've got all of these women, flocking to these shows
Right.
and feeling empowered by them.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of articles that are talking about the survey that's saying over 80% of women who go to these shows feel empowered and liberated by the experience.
Oh, wow.
It's really changing the game in terms of how we think about women and their desires.
And I think what's interesting, too, about these shows is that they're not just guys taking their clothes off.
Right.
These are well-produced shows.
For sure.
You've got amazing choreography. You've got themes. You've got interactive elements. They're really creating an experience for these women.
Yeah, and another interesting thing is the community vibe. Women are going to these shows together. They're sharing this experience. They're bonding over it.
Right.
And it's creating this really powerful sense of belonging, which I think is, really fascinating.
Yeah. And I think it makes you kind of step back and think, this is probably reflecting a much larger shift in how women are embracing their sexuality.
Absolutely.
And, looking for entertainment that caters to them.
I think they're done with the old ways of doing things. This is for them.
Right. All right. So let's switch gears and talk about Bombshells and this potential takeover by Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, it's great. When I first saw this, I was like, wait, what?
I know. Who would have thought?
Right.
Megan Thee Stallion, strip club mogul.
Yeah. It's a real possibility. So, we've got some sources that are saying that RCI, the company that owns Bombshells, is open to selling the brand.
Right.
And, Megan, of course, worked at a Bombshells before her music career took off.
Right.
So she really understands that world.
Yeah, she gets it. And I think she'd be so good at it.
It's the perfect, full circle moment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, beyond just that, what kind of impact do you think she could have?
Oh, man. I mean, imagine, the fresh perspective she could bring, a younger crowd, modernizing the brand, maybe even, creating new experiences that we've never even seen before in a strip club.
Right. She could turn it into an empire.
Totally. It would be amazing.
Okay. Last but not least, Yan from Family Feud. I actually saw this clip.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, she goes on this show. She's like this incredibly beautiful, curvy woman.
Yeah.
And she's got this, amazing confidence. And she had this hilarious exchange with Steve Harvey.
She had him speechless almost.
Oh, he was speechless. And then, of course, the internet goes wild.
Right.
And everyone's trying to figure out, what's her backstory?
Who is she? Where did she come from?
And then the rumors start.
Yeah.
Is she a stripper?
Yeah. Which, it makes you think, why do we automatically jump to that conclusion?
Right.
But you know what? Regardless of whether she is or isn't a stripper,
Right.
she just had this presence. She owned her body. She owned her personality.
Absolutely.
And that in itself, I think, sparked a really interesting conversation.
Yeah. And, it makes you wonder if, regardless of her background, if her story makes people kind of rethink those preconceived notions that we have about strippers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it seems like all three of these stories, whether it's the male reviews, Megan Thee Stallion, Jan from Family Feud, they're all kind of pointing to this culture that's changing. Yeah, it's evolving.
Evolving, yeah.
And I think, it raises some really interesting questions about how these trends reflect, our attitudes about entertainment, female empowerment, and self-expression.
I think so, too. And, it's always good to remember that there's a lot more going on beneath the surface than we might initially realize. So that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
Bye.